Hello trainers. So on this windy day on my morning walk in Hyde Park, I ran into this female Bulbasaur. We will take a look at some of Bulbasaur's features and facts towards the end of the video, but right now let's just take a look at this Bulbasaur and try to describe it in our own words, or in my words. So just taking a look at it from up here, you do have a Bulbasaur with his red eyes are just looking at me. He has I guess I would call it light turquoise skin for most of his body, her body, and a dark green bulb on its back. You also have 3 little claws coming out of each of its legs, and the little patches of dark green all around his body, as you can see. And sorry, I keep saying his and it's her body. If we get just a little bit closer, hopefully she stays put. You can see 2 small teeth or fangs. They kind of look like fangs coming from her mouth. And other than that, this Bulbasaur looks quite peaceful and happy. We will be taking a look at some of the other forms of Bulbasaur. We have the shiny form, the shadow Bulbasaur, as well as the purified Bulbasaur. And for Bulbasaur, there are no noticeable differences when it comes to males and females. I believe there is a difference, but we'll confirm that in the 3rd form of Bulbasaur's line. So for now, let's go ahead and switch over and take a look at the shiny version of this Pokemon. Okay, so we are now looking at a shiny male Bulbasaur. As you can see, there are no big or really any noticeable differences for the male version. The last one we looked at was a female, but with this Bulbasaur, it is a shiny, so there are slight differences when it comes to the shiny form. You can see that its skin is a bit brighter. It's more of a lime green that covers its body, and the bulb is still the darkest green, but whereas before the patches were a bit of a dark green, they are lighter. You do still have the red eyes, and as far as anything else, you really can't spot anything. You have his cute little ears on top, and let's see if we can get him to open his mouth. So you have this here, this view, and as far as anything else, you can't really tell or spot very many differences. Again, we'll take a look at what it means to be a shiny Pokemon. Alright trainers, so we are back again with the shadow version of Bulbasaur. As you can see, there are a few, or at least 2 big differences that you can spot right away. Of course, the ominous purple cloud surrounding this Bulbasaur is noticeable right away. These Pokemon are Pokemon that were rescued from Team Rocket, and they were corrupted, I guess you could say. So this Bulbasaur, you would want to purify him if you wanted to save him, I suppose. But for now, this is the shadow Bulbasaur. You have his dark red eyes, and maybe you can't see him here, but when you're looking at him in the Pokédex, he has an angrier look on his face. His eyebrows are going in a bit. So as you can see, you have his eyebrows are pretty much the same as his other versions. And of course, the other big difference are his, I guess, dark red eyes. The red takes over the whole eye, and this is one big feature with all shadow Pokemon. Of course, let's get him to scream a bit. So most of this is the same as all of the other versions of this Pokemon, except for when you look at him in the Pokédex. He does look angrier. So for now, this is it for the shadow version of Bulbasaur, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the purified version. So we are back with the purified version of this male Bulbasaur. Again, do mind the wind a bit. I am in a windy Hyde Park this morning. So describing this Bulbasaur, as you can see, the main big difference is this white cloud with slight hints of yellow popping in here and there. When you do purify shadow Pokemon, there are better chances of getting a good IV for this Pokemon. So this is a really good IV Bulbasaur. As you can see, this white cloud surrounds him, and really that is the main difference. I will be going over the Pokemon that have these differences only if they are in Pokemon Go, and for now I will try to go over some of the biology, physiology of this Bulbasaur, but let's just get him to give us a good growl real quick, and let's go into the next part, trainers. The official Pokédex entry reads as follows: Bulbasaur. A strange seed was planted on its back at birth. The plant stores energy by soaking up the sun's rays and sprouts and grows with this Pokemon. The pouch on its back is filled with numerous seeds, filled with nutrients that help it go for days without eating a single morsel. Researchers are unsure whether to classify Bulbasaur as a plant or animal. Bulbasaur can often be seen napping in bright sunlight. Okay, trainers, in this part we will be going deeper into Bulbasaur and his background. As mentioned earlier, there are no visible differences between male and female Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is hard to classify as plant or animal, as he is essentially 50-50. This Pokemon can be found in grasslands and forests through the Kanto region, but are quite rare. Due to their shy nature, they prefer the company of their own kind. In Pokemon Go, they do nest, so they can be found in local parks or in sunny and cloudy weather. While Bulbasaur can survive entirely from the nutrients provided by the bulb on its back, they are known to enjoy eating leaves and berries. The bulb on its back not only provides nutrition, but also provides protection. When threatened or startled, Bulbasaur can produce poison spores, so it is good to be careful and never startle a Bulbasaur. There is also a pair of vines that grow from its back, useful for attacks but also for picking flowers and helping trainers reach those items in tall areas. We won't be going too deep into Bulbasaur's different attacks, but it is known to produce leaves, seeds, and sleep powder from its bulb for these attacks. It has been observed that when the bulb flashes blue, a Bulbasaur is ready to evolve. Bulbasaur is a starter Pokemon in the Kanto region because they are so easy to care for and they are very loyal Pokemon. Always make sure your Bulbasaur has access to plenty of water and sunshine. While they can live in urban areas, trainers should go on strolls through parks and forests with their Bulbasaur to keep them happy. The name Bulbasaur is a combination of bulb, which is present in many plants, and saur, which is the ancient Greek for lizard. In Japanese, it is called Fushigidain, which literally means, "Isn't it strange?" and is also a pun, meaning mysterious bulb. Now for the last part, trainers. and this will be mainly going over my thoughts on Bulbasaur. So from my introduction to the world of Pokemon, I've always liked Bulbasaur for its kind and loyal nature. I really like the look. He looks very gentle, and he just seems very approachable. I love its big eyes and its big smile. I guess it can be seen as a smile. Based on some of the research I've gone through, though, and I hadn't thought of this before, it might not be good to have Bulbasaur around children. Maybe it might be because he seems like a very caring Pokemon, and from what I've seen of him, he has taken care of other Pokemon babies. But what I hadn't thought of is a baby being very playful and potentially startling a Bulbasaur. And as I said earlier, that can result in Bulbasaur releasing poison spores. So if you do have a baby around or a young child, you might also want to have some antidotes around so that you can use on the child, or keep some separation, or be around, essentially. It also does seem like a great pet to have because it doesn't require a lot of food. It mainly takes care of himself a lot and keeps to himself. It sounds a bit like a cat, honestly. He keeps to himself. He's kind of shy, and he lounges a lot by the sun. So it might be good to have a Bulbasaur in your home as a pet for those reasons, but it might also be good to have in your home as a guard, because he does have some good defenses. He has, the poison powder or the vines. If it does see somebody trying to break into your home, it might... if it does see somebody trying to break into your home, it might be a good defense, maybe. But aside from that, it does make sense to have a Bulbasaur, and it makes sense to start your Pokemon journey with a Bulbasaur. So all around, I really like this Pokemon. This is an exciting beginning. Bulbasaur is a great Pokemon, and I found out some great things about Bulbasaur. So hopefully you did as well, trainer. If I missed anything, or if you have any thoughts on Bulbasaur, please add them in the comments section below. Do make sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when new videos are up. I plan to release one video every week, and do please follow me on Instagram and Twitter. The handle is at LondonInstinct for updates, posts, and stories. See you next week, trainers. Bye.